Chapter 1261. If it weren't for the 50 taels of silver that her mother asked for as a gift, Zhao Tianan wouldn't have backed out. After all, she and Zhao Tianan were still on good terms before. If it weren't for her mother's words, it was likely that Mu Hin wouldn't have been able to come between her and Zhao Tianan. Now everything was too late. Zhao Tianan and Mu Hin were together, so it was absolutely impossible for him to be with her. He was also ruined by Lu San. When the time came, even if she got married, she was afraid that it would be difficult for her to get married. Therefore, all of this was her mother's fault. Her mother was the bad person, the instigator. If she lived a miserable life in the future, it would be all because of her mother. The more she thought about this, the more Ma Xiaofeng's tears flowed down. Wu, seeing Ma Xiaofeng cry, Qian Chuanxiu suddenly froze. "You wretched girl, what are you crying for? I haven't punished you yet, but you're crying so hard." Qian Chuanxiu scolded angrily. However, Ma Xiaofeng still continued to cry as if she was very sad. Qian Chuanxiu, who originally wanted to continue to hit Ma Xiaofeng, stopped the movement of her hands and questioned Ma Xiaofeng. "I say, you wretched girl, why are you still crying so hard? Didn't I just lightly hit you a few times? You make it seem like I did something to you." Ma Xiaofeng ignored Qian Chuanxiu and just sobbed hard. Qian Chuanxiu was really helpless, so she had to coax. Okay, you wretched girl, stop crying. Mother won't hit you anymore, okay?" Qian Chuanxiu looked at Ma Xiaofeng and was really helpless. She had said all kinds of good and bad words, but Ma Xiaofeng still didn't listen to her. There was nothing she could do. "I say, Xiaofeng, what's wrong with you? Can you say something to mother?" "Oh, mother, what are you talking about? Tell me quickly. Are you trying to kill me?" Qian Chuanxiu hurriedly urged. Ma Xiaofeng thought for a while. Should she tell Qian Chuanxiu about Lu San? Looking into Qian Chuanxiu's eyes, Ma Xiaofeng found that Qian Chuanxiu was looking at her with concern. It seemed that Qian Chuanxiu still cared about her daughter. Ma Xiaofeng felt that if she didn't say it out loud and kept it in her heart, she would definitely feel uncomfortable. If Qian Chuanxiu couldn't be trusted, then the others couldn't be trusted either. She didn't have any solution now. If she told Qian Chuanxiu, maybe Qian Chuanxiu could help her think of a solution. Ma Xiaofeng choked and asked Qian Chuanxiu, "Mother, if I tell you, will you hit me or scold me?" "I'll only tell you if you don't hit me or scold me." Qian Chuanxiu was so anxious that she had no choice but to agree quickly. Okay. Tell me. Mother won't scold you or hit you, okay?" After hearing Qian Chuanxiu's promise, Ma Xiaofeng felt relieved and told Qian Chuanxiu the truth. "Mother, I was bullied by Lu San." When Qian Chuanxiu heard the two words Lu San come out of Ma Xiaofeng's mouth, she knew that it wasn't anything good. After all, Lu San was a rascal in the village. He always bullied young ladies and young wives. Who knew how many people had been tormented by Lu San? Not to mention a young lady like Ma Xiaofeng, even a woman of her age would be afraid when she saw Lu San. This was because Lu San didn't care about age when he picked people to bully. As long as it was a good-looking woman, he would hit her. Chapter 1262. Mother, I was bullied like that. Ma Xiaofeng's face instantly turned red. She was so embarrassed that she didn't know what to say. Qian Chuanxiu asked anxiously, "What do you mean by like that? What exactly is it like?" Ma Xiaofeng's words were vague. She didn't know the extent of bullying. Kissing and touching was bullying. Doing that thing was also bullying. The degree of bullying was different, and the consequences were completely different. If it was just kissing and touching, it was just teasing. Since she didn't lose a piece of flesh, she would forget about it and act as if nothing had happened. However, if she was caught by Lu San doing that, the situation would be completely different. Speaking of which, it was really a little serious. After all, a woman's chastity was ruined. It was a major event that would affect her marriage in the future. A woman who wasn't a virgin, to put it bluntly, was unclean. Usually, men with slightly better conditions wouldn't want her. "Mother," sob. Ma Xiaofeng couldn't say anything and started crying. After sobbing for a while, she said to Qian Chuanxiu, "Mother, it's just. I was pressed down and got down there." Qian Chuanxiu's mind went blank for a moment. She opened her mouth and wanted to say something, but she didn't know where to start. After a few seconds, she patted her thigh and started crying. "Oh, why is my life so tragic? Her man died at a young age and it wasn't easy for her to raise her daughter. She originally wanted to get a sum of money from her daughter. Now, after being ruined by Lu San, it was already good enough that her daughter could get married. How could she still think about other people's money?" "Mother," sob. Seeing that Qian Chuanxiu was crying so miserably, Ma Xiaofeng started crying as well. She couldn't comfort Qian Xuanxiu, nor could she comfort herself. This matter was still too big of a blow to her. After Qian Xuanxiu finished crying, she rushed straight to the kitchen. Ma Xiaofeng hurriedly followed, wondering what Qian Xuanxiu was going to do. Qian Xuanxiu took a kitchen knife from the kitchen and rushed out angrily. Ma Xiaofeng quickly asked, "Mother, where are you going?" Qian Xuanxiu was so angry that her face turned pale. There was a fierce look in her eyes as she replied to Ma Xiaofeng, "What for?" Of course he had to settle the score with Lu San. "My innocent daughter has been defiled by him. Shouldn't you at least give me an explanation? Otherwise I'll definitely chop him into pieces." Hearing Qian Xuanxiu's words, Ma Xiaofeng cried and begged, "Mother? Don't go, please don't go. If you go, I'm sure everyone will know that I did that. How am I going to live in the future?" Qian Xuanxiu calmed down a little. As the saying goes, don't wash your dirty linen in public. Ma Xiaofeng was telling the truth. Ma Xiaofeng continued to persuade her, "Mother, no one knows that I was bullied by Lu San. If we keep it a secret, everyone will probably think that I'm innocent. If we settle the score with Lu San, no one will dare to come to our house to propose marriage. I'm afraid that I won't be able to get married for the rest of my life." Qian Xuanxiu sighed deeply. "That won't do. Are we going to let Lu San off just like that? Mother, what else can we do? How many people in the village did he bully? Who exposed this matter again? Isn't everything fine now? Mother, help me think of another way. What should I do now?" Ma Xiaofeng looked pleadingly at Qian Xuanxiu. Chapter 1263. She had to think of a way. Ma Xiaofeng had been bullied by Lu San. Even if she went to Lu San, she probably wouldn't be able to get anything out of it. After all, Lu San was a pauper and couldn't take out much money at all. Even if she killed Lu San, it wouldn't do their family any good. Instead, it would let people know that her Xiaofeng had been defiled by Lu San. "Okay, then Mother won't go. I have to think of other ways. Xiaofeng, weren't you and that Zhao Tianan good before? Can't you let him be with you?" "Mother, I have no contact with him anymore. Don't talk about him." Ma Xiaofeng lowered her head and suppressed her anger. Her mother was really. Everything was fine before, but she didn't think of Zhao Tianan. Now that she messed up, she thought of Zhao Tianan. However, it didn't make any sense now. There was no hope for her to be with Zhao Tianan. "Xiaofeng, you can only find someone with good conditions. How long has it been? Could it be that he has a change of heart for you?" "Mother? Isn't this all your fault? If you hadn't asked him for the 50 taels of silver, I guess I would be living with him now. Today's things wouldn't have happened." Qian Xuanxiu's heart was also annoyed. Xiaofeng, Mother didn't know at that time. If I had known that something like this would happen today, who would have asked him for the 50 taels of silver? How about this, you go and talk to Zhao Tianan first. Just say that I don't want the 50 taels of silver as a gift. See what he says. If I give him a daughter for no reason, he won't say anything, right? Qian Xuanxiu wasn't really so generous that she was willing to give up the gift money. But she knew very well that with Ma Xiaofeng's current situation, it would be difficult for her to get the gift money even if she married someone else. She might as well marry Zhao Tianan. At any rate, Zhao Tianan's family conditions were good. When Ma Xiaofeng married him, she might be able to send some things back to her family from time to time. She could be considered to have made a profit. Ma Xiaofeng didn't know what Zhao Tianan would say if she didn't even want the money. In any case, she had to try no matter what. At worst, she could just pretend to be pitiful and beg Zhao Tianan. As long as Zhao Tianan still had some nostalgia for her in his heart, he couldn't bear to see her too miserable. "Mother, then I'll talk about it later. If it really doesn't work, then there's no other way," Ma Xiaofeng said in a deep voice. Qian Xuanxiu continued to sigh. She was worried about Ma Xiaofeng. He always felt uneasy, as if something big and troublesome would happen later. She was also thinking that she was too unlucky. Otherwise, with Ma Xiaofeng's appearance, she would definitely be able to find a good matchmaker in the surrounding villages. Even if she couldn't get 50 taels of silver as the gift money, 10 taels of silver or so would be easy to get. Zhao Wenshui continued to hug Qian Xuanxiu shamelessly and begged, "That's okay. Let's be gentle. You're really something. Why are you in such a hurry? It's not like you don't have other opportunities. It's the middle of the night and the two children are at home. It's not convenient. Come over tomorrow," Qian Xuanxiu said seriously. Chapter 1265. "Okay. I'll come back tomorrow?" Zhao Wenshui murmured as he stared at Qian Xuanxiu with his lustful eyes. No matter how he looked at Qian Xuanxiu, he felt that Qian Xuanxiu was much prettier than his wife. Qian Xuanxiu's face was very delicate, and her facial features were very beautiful. Okay, I'll come back tomorrow, Qian Chuanxiu said hurriedly. Before leaving, Zhao Wenshui pulled Qian Chuanxiu and said to her, how about a kiss? Looking into Zhao Wenshui's expectant eyes, Qian Chuanxiu couldn't refuse. She twitched the corner of her mouth and said to Zhao Wenshui, okay, hurry up. Don't be too slow. Okay. Zhao Wenshui answered happily and quickly kissed Qian Chuanxiu's face. Then he turned around and went back happily. Qian Chuanxiu originally planned to go back to sleep, but she couldn't sleep because of the meat on the table. She wanted to taste it quickly. So she took 2 plates of meat to the kitchen and reheated them in the middle of the night. Not long after, a fragrant smell wafted out of the kitchen. She didn't believe it before, but now she finally believed it. Old Zhao's banquet this time was really good. Let's not talk about other dishes. Qian Chuanxiu tasted the 2 dishes that Zhao Wenshui sent over and exclaimed that she had never eaten such delicious food. After eating, Qian Chuanxiu hurriedly asked her 2 children to get up and eat. The 2 plates of meat were eaten clean by the 3 of them. Qian Chuanxiu thought to herself that she should ask Zhao Wenshui to get more. She hadn't eaten enough yet. The next day, Zhao Yun continued to go up the mountain to pick tea. There were a lot of tea leaves stored at home, about 20 kilograms. With so many tea leaves, she had to continue to sell them. She had to go to the county magistrate's mansion and ask about the situation when she was free. She couldn't expect the county magistrate to bring news to her. After all, the county magistrate was busy with many things on weekdays. Helping her to promote the tea leaves was a great help to her. Zhao Yun spent the entire morning picking tea leaves. When it was close to noon, Mu Lianfeng returned from Yang City. He did not spend too much time in the crown prince's residence. She only stayed for a day. She didn't know why old Madame Mu let Mu Lianfeng go so easily. When Zhao Yun'er saw Mu Lianfeng, she found that Mu Lianfeng had a sullen face and looked very unhappy. Something unpleasant must have happened in Yang City. Zhao Yun'er hurriedly asked, Mu Lianfeng, what's wrong with you? You seem to have a lot on your mind. Did you encounter something troublesome? Speaking of this, Mu Lianfeng sighed and didn't say anything. He just held Zhao Yun'er tightly in his arms. Zhao Yun'er was even more worried and hurriedly asked, Mu Lianfeng, what's wrong? Can you tell me about it? He didn't even give her an explanation. She was really anxious. Yun'er, what if I implicate you in the future? Mu Lianfeng asked in a low voice. Zhao Yun'er was puzzled. She didn't know why Mu Lianfeng suddenly said this. She continued to ask, what do you mean by implicating me in the future? What can you implicate me in? Mu Lianfeng, could it be that His Majesty is making things difficult for you and punishing you for something? Mu Lianfeng shook his head. It has nothing to do with His Majesty, but... Chapter 1266. This marriage was between Mu Lianfeng and Murong Shuang, Mu Lianfeng's cousin. The Murong family and imperial consort Hua's family had been friends for generations. Murong Shuang and imperial consort Hua were cousins. Imperial consort Hua's birth mother was Murong Shuang's aunt. This time, the marriage between Murong Shuang and Mu Lianfeng. Imperial consort Hua's relationship was used to grant the marriage. The reason for this was that Mu Lianfeng's attitude towards Murong Shuang was too cold, so Murong Shuang went to extremes. Since the marriage was granted, Mu Lianfeng had to marry Murong Shuang unless he disobeyed the imperial edict. Mu Lianfeng received the imperial edict when he went back this time. He was very upset. He didn't like Murong Shuang and he didn't like being tied to Murong Shuang in this way. According to old Madame Mu, she was happy to do so. She kept persuading Mu Lianfeng to marry Murong Shuang. However, Mu Lianfeng didn't agree no matter what. He was determined not to give in. This time he made a big fuss and left the young lord's mansion. Even if he disobeyed the imperial edict, even if he displeased imperial consort Hua, even if he was severely punished in the future, Mu Lianfeng still wanted to insist. After all, he only had Zhao Yun'er in his heart. If he wanted to marry someone, he would only marry Zhao Yun'er. After hearing Mu Lianfeng's bitterness, Zhao Yun'er was silent for a moment. She was puzzled. She didn't offend anyone. How did she offend imperial consort Hua? Now that she thought about it, it probably had something to do with Murong Shuang. If it wasn't Murong Shuang who made tit for tat and asked someone to stir up trouble at her breakfast stall, who could it be? It couldn't be imperial consort Hua, who was far away in the capital, could it? Zhao Yun'er believed in her heart that a person like imperial concubine Hua would definitely disdain to bother with her. After all, she was just a little woman in the countryside. She had nothing to do with imperial consort Hua. This Murong Shuang, Zhao Yun'er gritted her teeth. Since she dared to steal her man, she would have to see if she would let her. Mu Lianfeng, what will happen if you defy the decree? No matter what, Zhao Yun'er's first consideration was Mu Lianfeng's situation. She couldn't let Mu Lianfeng lose his life for her, right? Mu Lianfeng said in a low voice, "At most I'll be stripped of my title and suffer some physical pain. I think I can still keep my life." When Zhao Yun'er heard Mu Lianfeng say that his title would be removed, she thought that the situation was really serious. If Mu Lianfeng gave up his status as the heir apparent, Zhao Yun'er would feel that it was a pity. She was not greedy for power, but she felt that Mu Lianfeng had sacrificed too much to be with her. In ancient times, what people valued the most was wealth. Mu Lianfeng was an honorable man. Even if he gave up, he couldn't possibly stay in the countryside and farm with her. Wouldn't that be too oppressive for Mu Lianfeng? Mu Lianfeng, can you find a way to get the best of both worlds? Zhao Yun'er asked with a frown. In her heart, she didn't want to give Mu Lianfeng to Murong Shuang, but she also didn't want Mu Lianfeng to suffer. A way to get the best of both worlds? Mu Lianfeng thought about it. It was probably impossible to ask Imperial Consort Hua for help, unless he asked the Emperor for help. However, with the Hua family's influence, Mu Lianfeng wasn't sure if the Emperor would give up on him because of the Hua family's influence. You can try to talk to the Emperor, but I'm not sure if it will work, Mu Lianfeng said. The Emperor? Yes. Mu Lianfeng nodded. Then do you have to rush to the capital? Chapter 1267. Now he could only rely on this method. No matter what, Mu Lianfeng thought that he had to try. If he succeeded, he would not be afraid of offending Imperial Consort Hua. Although the Emperor did not have much real power, the Imperial Edict was still more powerful than the Imperial Edict of the Empress. Okay. But there's no hurry. Let's take a rest today and go tomorrow? Mu Lianfeng nodded and let go of Zhao Yun'er reluctantly. He whispered in Zhao Yun'er's ear, "Yun'er, don't worry. No matter what, the only woman in my heart is you. The only woman I want to marry is you." This sentence seemed to be Mu Lianfeng's promise to Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Yun'er answered, "Okay. Mu Lianfeng, I believe in you." Okay. After Mu Lianfeng and Zhao Yun'er lingered for a while, they hurried to the mountain. He wanted to settle the matters on the mountain so that he could leave for the capital tomorrow. Otherwise, Mu Lianfeng would not be at ease if he did not tell her anything. There were many things on the mountain. It would be difficult for Mo Yen to deal with them alone. Zhao Yun'er went to old Zhao's house. She was going to help Liang Jinxiao take care of the food for old Zhao's family. As soon as they arrived at old Zhao's courtyard, they heard the quarrel in the courtyard. Because at noon, old Zhao's family found that there was much less meat, especially steamed meat. It was too little. After eating last night, xuanhuan checked the leftovers. Now that she looked at them again, she could tell that something was wrong. She shouted in the courtyard. She was shouting at the people of old Zhao's family. "Who the hell is it? Come out and eat the food in the kitchen. Aren't you afraid of being stuffed to death after eating so much steamed meat? How shameless. How dare you do such a sneaky thing? If I catch you later, I'll tear you apart." Xuanhuan scolded and spat out saliva from her mouth. Old Zhao's daughters-in-law were trembling with fear. Seeing Xuanhua's fierce look, they knew that they would be in trouble later. After all, if Xuanhuan was in a bad mood, they would suffer with her. Xuanhuan stood and scolded for a day. Feng Xianxia came to Xuanhuan and said to Xuanhuan, "Mother, we were full last night and we were not hungry. Why did you steal the food in the kitchen? Don't you think so?" Xuanhuan snorted, "You didn't steal it? Then tell me, could it be that the meat in the kitchen grew wings and flew away?" Feng Xianxia pursed her lips and continued to explain, "Mother, what are you talking about? Think about it. There are so many leftovers. Anyway, we can eat as much as we want on the table. You didn't say anything. Why didn't you eat it at the table? Why did you steal it in the kitchen every day?" When Xuanhuan heard this, she fell silent for a moment. Her eyes turned and she felt that Feng Xianxia's words made some sense. She nodded and said, "Eldest daughter-in-law, what you said makes sense. Then can you explain to me who stole our leftovers? I checked it last night. There's no mistake." Feng Xianxia thought for a moment. Xuanhuan said, "Mother, did a mouse or a cat steal the food?" Chapter 1268. Feng Xianxia was silent for a moment. She thought about it and agreed. The cupboards were all locked, so cats, dogs, and mice couldn't open them. It was impossible for cats, dogs, and mice to steal the food. However, Xuanhuan would be suspicious of them if they said that the food was eaten by humans. She would probably nag non-stop. However, Feng Xianxia was clear that it had nothing to do with her. "Mother, I don't know. Anyway, it wasn't our first branch who stole it." Feng Xianxia began to clear her name. Then who stole it? Damn it. Which heartless bastard stole all the vegetables? If I catch him, I'll skin him alive. Xuanhuan swore. After scolding, Xuanhuan still felt uneasy because she didn't know who stole the food. What if he wasn't caught and the food in the kitchen was stolen again? Hearing Xuanhuan's nagging, Feng Xianxia's eyes turned. She moved closer to Xuanhuan and said to Xuanhuan, "Mother, do you think it was second brother who stole it? I think he stole money last time. I don't know if he's doing it again this time." Feng Xianxia said this on a whim. If she said this to Zhao Wenshui, it would be better if they could separate from the family if they had a conflict. After Feng Xianxia finished her words, Xuanhuan thought about it and felt that it was really possible. After all, Zhao Wenshui had a criminal record. He stole money. It was possible that he stole some food. Li Chuiying heard Feng Xianxia's words. He scolded Feng Xianxia, "Sister-in-law, what nonsense are you talking about? What do you mean my Wenshui stole it? Tell me which eye of yours saw it. If you didn't see it, don't talk nonsense and accuse others." Li Chuiying glared at Feng Xianxia. This sister-in-law of hers must have said a lot of bad things about the second branch on a daily basis. When Feng Xianxia mentioned it in front of Xuanhuan, a lot of things could happen. Feng Xianxia probably contributed a lot to Xuanhuan's dislike of her. Being heard by Li Chuiying on the spot, Feng Xianxia couldn't defend herself even if she wanted to. Her expression changed slightly and she said to Li Chuiying, "I say, second sister-in-law, I didn't say anything wrong. It's like this. Second brother has this old habit. It's normal for him to do it again. After all, no one in the other branches would do this kind of thing." Feng Xianxia's words almost angered Li Chuiying to death. Her sister-in-law was too much. She was so angry. Wasn't it obvious that she wanted to put the blame on the second branch? No one could stand such treatment, and Li Chuiying was no exception. She almost fought with Feng Xianxia. "Sister-in-law, you're too much. Did you eat **tea in your mouth? You like to talk nonsense." Li Chuiying said angrily. "When did I go too far? When did I talk nonsense? Second sister-in-law, then tell me who stole our family's vegetables." Feng Xianxia also became angry. She thought of Xinpan'er's words. The fiercer they quarreled, the bigger the trouble, and the more likely it was that they would have to split from the family. "What do you mean by I said it?" "I know what you mean. I think it was the third branch who stole it. I'll go find them and ask," Xuanhuan said angrily. Then she went to the third branch's room and called out to Liang Jinqiao. "Third brother's wife, come out." Third brother's wife. After Xuanhuan called out a few times, Liang Jinqiao came out of the room and said to Xuanhuan, "Mother, why did you ask me to come out? Why did I ask you to come out? Tell me why I asked you to come out." Xuanhuan said angrily and reprimanded Liang Jinqiao. Chapter 1270. Third brother's wife, tell me the truth. Did you steal the things in my kitchen? There's a lot less steamed pork. There's no one else in the courtyard except for you. Don't quibble and say no. Liang Jinqiao was stunned and looked at Xuanhuan with grievance. "Mother, what the hell are you talking about? How could I steal things? So you're saying it's not you? It wasn't me in the first place. You're still quibbling." Xuanhuan scolded angrily. "Then tell me who else in the courtyard can enter our third branch's room except for your family? It's said that it's hard to guard against a thief in the house. We just didn't leave any leftovers for your third branch. You don't have to act like a thief and steal from us. You'll be embarrassed if word gets out." Xuanhuan's words happened to fall into the ears of Zhao Yun'er, who came to the third branch's courtyard. After hearing Xuanhuan's words, Zhao Yun'er was very angry and cursed at Xuanhuan. "I say, grandmother, you're really good at slandering people. Who cares about your leftovers? Do my parents need to steal them from you?" Looking into Zhao Yun'er's angry eyes, Xuanhuan twitched the corner of her mouth and said, "Zhao Yun'er, what do you mean by not caring about them? Don't you still want to eat my family's food?" Zhao Yun'er couldn't help but roll her eyes and snort softly. "Grandmother, please figure out how much your family's broken things are worth. To put it bluntly, I don't care about them at all. Is there anything that can't be bought with money?" "Girl, you're really good at talking." Xuanhuan's mouth twitched and she couldn't help but scold her. After being refuted by Zhao Yun'er, she suddenly felt speechless. However, in her heart she still believed that it was the third branch who stole it. "I'm just telling the truth. Don't let a mad dog out. Just tie it up in the house. If it goes out, it will bite people." Zhao Yun'er snorted, implying that Xuanhuan was a mad dog. Xuanhuan slapped her thighs and cried, as if she was afraid that no one would know what had happened. "Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my granddaughter has turned the world upside down. She called her elder a mad dog. In the face of Xuanhuan's strange behavior, Zhao Yun was too lazy to say anything. Grandma, you are slandering my mother. Isn't that even more unreasonable? I respect you as an elder, so I'm polite to you. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. Zhao Yun cast a frightening look at xuanhuan, which made her shiver. Xuanhuan immediately shut her mouth when she thought of the suffering she had suffered at the hands of Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun snorted and said, Grandma, if the things were really lost or stolen, then you should check the people in your branch. After all, there are many strange people. Our family's daily meals are good, so we don't care about your things. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, she pulled Liang Jinxiao and led Liang Jinxiao into the house. Xuanhua stood in the middle of the courtyard, her face full of resentment. Li Chuiying and Feng Xianxia walked forward and said to Xuanhua, Mother Shui is getting more and more out of hand. That's right. She's turning the world upside down. What kind of attitude is that? She said that it wasn't stolen, so it wasn't stolen? Chapter 1271. Mom? Yun'er is so powerful. Who dares to provoke her? That's right, Mom. Yun'er is too powerful. Even if the two of us want to help you deal with her, there's nothing we can do. Aren't you just making sarcastic remarks? That's bullsh*t. Who doesn't know how to bullsh*t? Xuanhua cursed. After that, Feng Xianxia and Li Chuiying's faces turned pale. They didn't know what to say for a moment. Okay. Let's go back. Just pretend that the food was eaten by a dog. How can we catch the thief? No one will admit that they stole it. Xuanhua said. She felt uncomfortable and didn't want to say more. Instead, she went back to her room. Feng Xianxia and Li Chuiying looked at each other and rolled their eyes at each other. One of them didn't like the other. Zhao Yun went to chat with Liang Jinxiao casually and then started to cook. Liang Jinxiao said to Zhao Yun in the kitchen, I don't know who stole the vegetables in your grandma's house. If they don't find out, they'll definitely think that we stole it. After all, it was always uncomfortable to be suspected. Liang Jinxiao was most afraid of this. He didn't usually do such things. Naturally, he felt uncomfortable when he was suddenly accused of doing such a thing. Zhao Yun understood what Liang Jinxiao was thinking. She said to Liang Jinxiao, Mom, don't worry about this. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you didn't steal it. What right do they have to suspect you? What do you think? I think it was second uncle who stole these vegetables. Liang Jinxiao looked at Zhao Yun in confusion. Yun, why did you say that your second uncle stole it? Zhao Yun chuckled. Because there's no one else other than him. The one with the worst moral character in old Zhao's family should be Zhao Wenshui. Usually he was lazy and even stole money. For things like stealing, if there was a first time, there would be a second time. It was very easy to commit the same crime again. In old Zhao's family, it was impossible for the fourth branch to be involved. Although there were some weirdos in the first branch, they wouldn't do such a sneaky thing. It could only be Zhao Wenshui. If that's really the case, then there's nothing we can do. We can't catch them, so we can only let it go, right? Mother, it's not that we can't catch them, it's that we don't want to. I think we can try to catch this thief today. Zhao Yun's mouth curled up into an arc thinking of the mousetrap from before. It could come in handy now. How do we catch them? Liang Jinxiao looked at Zhao Yun curiously. She naturally hoped that Zhao Yun could catch the thief so that she could prove her innocence. She didn't want Xuanhua to complain that she stole again. Mother, this is simple. Zhao Yun told Liang Jinxiao the method, but it was just using the mousetrap. She first told Zhao Baoshan that she would put the mousetrap in the kitchen at night. Chapter 1272. If the culprit was Zhao Wenshui, Liang Jinxiao would not have to explain himself. Liang Jinxiao's innocence would be proven. After Liang Jinxiao heard this, he felt that Zhao Yun was right and made sense. Although this method was a little cruel, compared to the act of stealing from one's own family, this method was not too much of a problem. Yun, that's fine. We'll do as you say. It's just that your second uncle will have to suffer a little. Liang Jinxiao sighed with emotion. After hearing Liang Jinxiao's words, Zhao Yun could not help but sigh. Her cheap mother was a little too kind, wasn't she? She actually said that Zhao Wenshui, the thief who stole from her family, was wronged. Punishing him in such a way was already being polite to him. Mother, don't worry. Nothing big will happen. We just have to watch a good show. Yes. Liang Jinxiao nodded heavily. After eating with the third branch, Zhao Yun prepared some dishes and prepared to send them to Mu Lianfeng. Mu Lianfeng was not used to the food on the mountain. Anyway, she did not have much to do, so there was no harm in sending them. Chapter 1273. After all, he had been with young Master Huang for quite some time. He had never seen young Master Huang treat anyone like a friend. Mu Lianfeng guessed that Zhao Yun'er did not know young Master Huang's true identity. Otherwise, she would not have acted in such a manner. After all, with his high and mighty status, everyone would revere him. After Zhao Yun'er and young Master Huang chatted for a while, they returned to the topic of Zhao Yun'er's visit. Zhao Yun'er held the box of food in her hands as she explained to young Master Huang, "It's nothing much. I'm just here to deliver some food to the heir. I don't think he's used to the food on the mountain." It was mealtime and Mu Lianfeng was about to eat. Actually, it was not that he was not used to the food on the mountain. It was just that he liked Zhao Yun'er's cooking. Because of Zhao Yun'er's excellent cooking skills, the food tasted even better. Delivering food? Young Master Huang sighed. His envious gaze landed on Mu Lianfeng. He's really lucky to have such a woman by his side. That's right. Being stared at by young Master Huang, Mu Lianfeng had no choice but to reply. "It just so happens that I'm hungry. Can we eat together?" Young Master Huang wasn't shy at all. He asked shamelessly. "Oh, but I only prepared food for one person." Zhao Yun'er paused for a moment before explaining. Young Master Huang hesitated for a moment and looked at Mu Lianfeng. He seemed to be asking for Mu Lianfeng's opinion. Mu Lianfeng's head started to hurt. What could he say? He could only say, "That? You should eat." "I'll just eat a little." "How can that be? Why don't we eat together and each of us eat a little?" "You can eat. I don't need it," Mu Lianfeng said. He knew in his heart that if young Master Huang was really that sincere, he would have let him eat alone. Why would young Master Huang ask him to eat together? "If that's the case, then I won't hold back. Mu Lianfeng, since you're on the mountain, you'll have plenty of opportunities to eat." Young Master Huang's lips curled into a smile as if he was joking with Mu Lianfeng. Zhao Yun'er, who was standing at the side, couldn't help but want to scold young Master Huang for being so shameless. How could he be so shameless? At the very least, he should be polite and courteous. However, this person did not even bother to be courteous and acted as if it was only natural. Mu Lianfeng was also speechless, but he couldn't say anything in front of young Master Huang. After all, it was just some food. It wasn't a big deal. "Then you eat." Zhao Yun'er took the food box and then took out the food from the food box. It was a simple stir-fry from a farmer's house, but it emitted a strong fragrance. After taking a whiff of the fragrance in the air, Mu Lianfeng felt his stomach growling. He began to regret saying that he wouldn't eat. Even a little bit would be good. Mo Yen glanced at the food and gulped down her saliva as well. She was extremely tempted by the fragrance of the food. It was a pity that she couldn't eat it. When she thought about how Mu Lianfeng couldn't even take a bite and could only watch from the side, Mo Yen felt much better. This stir-fried pork with celery isn't bad. It's delicious. Young Master Huang sighed as he ate. After tasting one dish, he tasted another. This scrambled egg with garlic is also excellent. Young Master Huang continued to praise. Chapter 1274. Zhao Yun'er brought a large bowl of soup, which young Master Huang poured into his stomach. After drinking, young Master Huang wiped the corner of his mouth as if he was reluctant to part with it. He could not help but mutter, "Delicious." Mo Yen and Mu Lianfeng were extremely displeased by young Master Huang's actions. Originally, the two of them were already hungry when it was time to eat. Putting aside the fact that they could only stand to the side and smell the food, young Master Huang still treated them like that. It was just too cruel. Mo Yen was tempted to rush up and snatch everything from young Master Huang's hands so that she could eat all by herself. "Huang." Mo Yen wanted to say something, but she realized that Zhao Yun'er was present. She gulped and said, "Young Master Huang, what you ate yesterday was actually made by Yun'er." "Really?" Young Master Huang raised an eyebrow. "I was wondering why the taste was so familiar." "It's delicious. Miss Yun'er, your cooking is the best I've ever seen." Zhao Yun'er smiled embarrassedly. That was a little too exaggerated. Her cooking was not bad, but it was not to the point where no one could compare to her. Perhaps young Master Huang had eaten too much of the best food on a daily basis. Now that he was eating her ordinary dishes, he felt that they were delicious. "Young Master Huang is overpraising me," Zhao Yun'er replied modestly. "No, I'm speaking the truth. When have I ever been too kind? Miss Yun'er is just too humble." The three of them watched young Master Huang eat alone in the room. Young Master Huang did not feel embarrassed at all, calmly finishing his meal. Zhao Yun'er cleaned up the dishes. "Are you done eating?" Zhao Yun'er asked politely. "I'm done." Young Master Huang nodded in response. If it weren't for the fact that her stomach was too full, she would have stuffed a little more into her stomach. As long as you're done eating. After clearing the table, Zhao Yun'er prepared to go back. Young Master Huang's gaze was still on Zhao Yun'er. Suddenly he joked with Mu Lianfeng, "I think this girl is not bad." Mu Lianfeng was slightly taken aback. He was very nervous. He kept muttering, "It's over, it's over, it's over now." Due to his nervousness, Mu Lianfeng did not reply to young Master Huang. Zhao Yun'er stepped forward and said to young Master Huang and Mu Lianfeng, "Young Master Huang, Mu Lianfeng, I'll head back first. If you have anything to say, please continue." Both young Master Huang and Mu Lianfeng responded. "Yun'er, drive safe." "Ladies Yun'er, let's go." Zhao Yun'er smiled and went out of Mu Lianfeng's tent. When she left, Zhao Yun'er was also a bit worried. When she thought of what young Master Huang said to the black-clothed man that day, Zhao Yun'er was afraid that young Master Huang would do something to harm Mu Lianfeng. After Zhao Yun'er left, young Master Huang smiled at Mu Lianfeng and continued to speak to Mu Lianfeng. "Mu Aiqing, why are you so nervous? Why do you look so pale? Why are you trembling? Could it be that I'm that scary?" Being stared at by young Master Huang, by the Emperor's deep gaze, Mu Lianfeng became more and more nervous. A layer of cold sweat appeared on his palms. Mu Lianfeng said, "Your Majesty, this subject wouldn't dare." "Why wouldn't you dare? How could your Majesty be scary? This subject is just feeling a bit uncomfortable." Mu Lianfeng explained nervously. The Emperor's lips curved slightly. "Actually, I don't know why you're so nervous. Is it because of Lady Yun'er?" Chapter 1275. Mu Aiqing. Zhen heard that you and this Yun'er are in frequent contact. Could it be that you've fallen in love with her? It's not a big deal if you've fallen in love with her. After all, this Yun'er is really good. It's unexpected that there's such a woman in a small village. She's even more eye-opening than some noble ladies. Hearing the Emperor's praise and admiration for Zhao Yun'er, Mu Lianfeng increasingly felt that the Emperor had taken a fancy to Zhao Yun'er. It wouldn't matter if other people took a fancy to Zhao Yun'er, but the Emperor couldn't. After all, this man was the master of the world. As long as it was a woman he wanted, there was no woman he couldn't get. If the Emperor got Zhao Yun'er into the palace, what was the use of him being the heir of the Xianxia? In the end, he couldn't defeat the Emperor and had no way to compete with the Emperor for a woman. "Your Majesty, this subject has a presumptuous request." Mu Lianfeng suddenly knelt in front of the Emperor and said to him. The Emperor raised his eyebrows and asked, "Presumptuous request? What presumptuous request do you have?" "Mu Aiqing, don't be so polite. If you have any request, just say it. If Zhen thinks it's okay, Zhen will naturally agree." Mu Lianfeng frowned and thought for a while. "Your Majesty, this subject thinks that Yun'er is very good. During these days in Shuilan village, I got along with Miss Yun'er for a period of time. Their relationship is very good. 3 years ago, this subject accidentally had a child with Miss Yun'er." Mu Lianfeng told the Emperor about his situation. It was nothing more than that he had feelings for Zhao Yun'er and had a child with her. In this life he would only marry Zhao Yun'er. "Since your relationship is like this, there's no harm in marrying Miss Yun'er." Hearing this, the Emperor sighed with emotion. "Your Majesty, this official wants to marry her and has been working hard for this matter. However, this official's status and hers are too far apart in the secular world. If we want to be together, I'm afraid it will be difficult. Previously, this official wanted to ask your Majesty to grant a marriage." Mu Lianfeng introduced the recent events again. The steel on the mountain was developed by Zhao Yun'er, and all the credit went to Zhao Yun'er. In summary, the Emperor only needed to first give Zhao Yun'er a status that could be seen in the secular world. In addition, he would also bestow a marriage between him and Zhao Yun'er. When the Emperor heard that the steel was made by Zhao Yun'er, he couldn't help but sigh with emotion. After learning more about Zhao Yun'er, she was even more curious about what kind of woman Zhao Yun'er was. Compared to ordinary women, the difference was too big. Even a man would not be able to reach the level of Zhao Yun'er. Such a woman was too powerful. If she was a man, she might have done something earth-shattering. The great Zhou country needed this kind of talent. Hearing Mu Lianfeng's words, the Emperor pondered in his heart. Betrothing Zhao Yun'er to Mu Lianfeng was a matter worth considering. A woman like Zhao Yun'er, after marrying a man, would definitely help him and achieve great things for him. So the man that Zhao Yun'er helped must be used by him and stand on the same side as him. If he didn't use him, then he would be giving himself a lot of pressure. When the time came, it would be very troublesome to deal with. The Emperor didn't immediately reply to Mu Lianfeng's request and was silent for a while. "Who is that young Master Huang?" Zhao Yun'er saw how Mu Lianfeng treated young Master Huang today. He was very respectful. Mu Lianfeng's status wasn't low. To be able to make Mu Lianfeng treat him like that, he definitely had a strong background. When asked about this, Mu Lianfeng felt that there wasn't much meaning in hiding it in front of Zhao Yun'er, so he said, "Yun'er, that is the Emperor, our great Zhou country's son of heaven." Hearing Mu Lianfeng say this, although Zhao Yun'er was a little surprised, she wasn't too shocked. After all, she had guessed that young Master Huang might have this identity, but she ruled it out in the end. So what if he's the son of heaven? Could it be that he is picking on you? Zhao Yun'er asked. Chapter 1278. How disgusting would that be? If they scooped it up, the entire courtyard would probably be filled with the stench. Why wouldn't it be? Otherwise, where would the sound come from? It's fine if you were the only one who heard wrongly, but it can't be that everyone heard wrongly, right? Xuanhuan replied angrily. Zhao Wenxu's mouth twitched and he could only agree, "Mother, if you put it that way, someone might have really fallen into the manure vat." After saying that, Zhao Wenxu still felt that something was amiss. Why would a scream mean that someone had definitely fallen into the manure vat? What if it was something else? Why did his mother always like to think of such disgusting things? That must be it. There's no one else in the courtyard. What else could have happened? Xuanhuan grumbled. Then Xuanhuan instructed Zhao Wenxu, "Boss, hurry up and go take a look at the manure vat. See if anyone fell in. It's still not too late to fish them out now. If we wait, it'll be too late. They'll drown." Zhao Wenxu looked at Xuanhuan reluctantly and said to her, "Mother, there's no need for that. Why not? Hurry up and go." Xuanhuan urged. "Mother, why do I have to go? I don't want to go. Let fourth brother go take a look." Zhao Wenxu saw that Zhao Wentao had come out and quickly pushed the responsibility to him. Zhao Wentao's brows instantly knitted together. He had just come out and didn't understand what was going on. Why did he mention her out of the blue? Your fourth brother can't do it. His eyesight isn't good and he can't see at night. What if he accidentally falls into the manure vat later? Xuanhuan replied unhappily. Seeing Zhao Wenxu's refusal, she was a little unhappy. "Aren't you just going to run an errand? Why are you so hesitant?" Zhao Wenxu looked at Xuanhuan innocently. He wasn't hesitating. He didn't want to do it anymore. Who would go to the dung tank in the middle of the night to see if someone had fallen in? If there really was one, then he would have to go over and pull her up. The other party was covered in feces. If he defecated, wouldn't his entire body stink? "Mother, my eyes aren't too good either. What if I fall too? Mother, you can't just be partial to fourth brother and not me. You're ordering me around for everything." Zhao Wenxu complained in dissatisfaction. Xuanhuan glared at Zhao Wenxu angrily. "You brat, you only know how to compare yourself with your fourth brother. I'm just showing you. What's the big deal? Your eyes are the best in our family. Do you think I'll believe you if you say they're not good?" Unable to resist Xuanhuan's nagging, Zhao Wenxu had no choice but to say, "Fine, fine, fine. Mother, I'll go, okay?" As Zhao Wenxu spoke, he walked in the direction of the dung tank. He kept praying in his heart that no one would fall in. Otherwise he would be the one to suffer. When he reached the dung tank, he saw that it was empty. "Don't tell me you've done something sneaky?" Zhao Baoshan knew that the scream must have come from a thief who entered the kitchen and got caught in a rat trap. Since everyone was here except for Zhao Wenxue, it was obvious that the thief was Zhao Wenxue. Zhao Baoshan was infuriated. The second brother was really too much. Putting aside the fact that he had stolen his family's money the last time, this time, it wasn't enough to teach him a lesson. Now he was stealing his family's food. If this went on, no matter how many things there were in the house, Zhao Wenxue would steal them all. Chapter 1280. Li Chuanying replied unhappily. Wasn't Zhao Baoshan implying that their Wenxue was a thief who stole things and did things like stealing chickens and dogs? No matter what Zhao Wenxue was, he was still her man. Li Chuanying knew that she should protect him. Otherwise she would be embarrassed. "What are you talking about? What do you think I'm talking about? Did I say something wrong? It's the middle of the night. Where could second brother have gone? He's sneaking around. If he's not stealing things, then what is he doing?" Zhao Baoshan replied unhappily. "Well?" Li Chuanying thought for a while. She was also puzzled. Where did her man go? What could he be doing out in the middle of the night instead of sleeping? "Dad, if the sound just now was second brother's, then he must still be in our house. Let's look around. What if something happened to second brother?" Zhao Wenxu quickly suggested. "Dad, big brother is right. Let's hurry and look for second brother. Don't let anything happen to him." Zhao Wentao quickly agreed. There was a trace of worry in his eyes. Li Chuanying became even more worried. Zhao Wenshui must not cause any trouble. Zhao Baoshan was silent for a while. Okay, let's go look for him. They would definitely find Zhao Wenshui in the kitchen later. They would see how Zhao Wenshui would embarrass himself then. At this moment, Zhao Wenshui, who was hiding in the kitchen, was scared to death. If these people found him, they would know that he was the one who stole things from their house. His feet were already in pain from being caught in the rat trap. Now that he was nervous, his forehead was covered in cold sweat. He curled up on the ground and prayed that the people outside the yard would not find him. Old Zhao's family members looked around the yard but didn't find Zhao Wenshui. They went to Zhao Baoshan and said to Zhao Baoshan, "Father, he's not here. I can't find second younger brother." "That's right, father. Could it be that second brother ran outside? I haven't seen him at all." "Have you looked in the kitchen?" Zhao Baoshan asked in a low voice. "I haven't. Father, why are you looking in the kitchen? Why would second brother go to the kitchen for no reason?" Zhao Wentao asked, puzzled. "That's right, father. Second brother shouldn't be in the kitchen. It's the middle of the night. Who would go to the kitchen for no reason?" Zhao Wenshi agreed. Feng Xianxia's eyes darted around. She caught Zhao Wentao and Zhao Wenshi's words and suddenly thought of something. She said excitedly, "Father, second brother went to the kitchen in the middle of the night for no reason. I think he went to steal leftovers. Why did someone steal our leftovers? If second brother is in the kitchen now, then it must be him who stole it." Li Chuanying's face darkened when Feng Xianxia finished speaking. He scolded Feng Xianxia, "Sister-in-law, what are you talking about? How could Wenshui be in the kitchen?" Chapter 1281. Xuanhuan couldn't help but say, "Second brother's wife, why are you quibbling? If second brother is in the kitchen right now, he must be the thief who stole the leftovers." "That's right, mother. Otherwise, why would he enter the kitchen in the middle of the night? He must be up to no good while we're sleeping." Feng Xianxia hurriedly fanned the flames. "What good could it be? Now I know. The next time we lose something in our house, it must be second brother who stole it. A leopard can't change its spots. I didn't learn my lesson last time. This time I'll catch him and teach him a lesson. Let's see if he dares to do it again next time." Xuanhua was cursing and swearing. Spittle was flying from her mouth, which made people feel disgusted. Zhao Baoshan frowned and urged them, "That's enough. Why are you quarreling? Hurry up and go to the kitchen to see if second brother is in the room." Hearing Zhao Baoshan's words, Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Wentao walked into the kitchen. They pushed open the kitchen door and saw Zhao Wenshui sitting on the ground. His ankle was tightly clamped by a mouse clamp. Moreover, his ankle was bleeding. It was very scary and the wound looked very deep. Last time, Zhao Xinhui had almost broken his ankle. Now Zhao Wenshui was repeating the same mistake. "Father, second brother is in the kitchen," Zhao Wenshi shouted. After hearing Zhao Wenshi's voice, the other members of old Zhao's family hurried over and looked at Zhao Wenshui in the kitchen. "Ah, second brother is really in the kitchen. Second brother, what are you doing in the kitchen? Are you here to steal something? Did you steal our leftovers?" Feng Xianxia hurriedly questioned and led the topic to that. "Yes, Lao Heir, you better give me an explanation. Why did you come to my house?" Xuanhua asked angrily. "Steal? Steal what?" "Mother, I'm not here to steal," Zhao Wenshui said hurriedly. Naturally, he didn't want to admit his dirty behavior. How embarrassing would it be to accuse him of stealing in front of his family? "Second brother, then tell me, if you're not here to steal, why did you come to the kitchen?" Feng Xianxia continued to ask. Zhao Wenshui hesitated. "Mom, I'm just here to get some water to drink. Can't I drink water? I'm dying of thirst." Who knew that I would be caught by a rat trap as soon as I came in? After Zhao Wenshui finished speaking, Zhao Baoshan and Xuanhua both frowned. They felt that what Zhao Wenshui said was not unreasonable. When she was thirsty, it was understandable to go to the kitchen to get some water to drink. However, they didn't know if Zhao Wenshui's words could be trusted. In their hearts, they still felt that Zhao Wenshui came in the middle of the night to steal something. After hearing Zhao Wenshui's explanation, Feng Xianxia's eyes turned and looked into the kitchen, hoping to find some clues. Suddenly, she saw the cabinet open. Feng Xianxia's eyes lit up and she said to Zhao Wenshui, "Second brother, you said you were here to drink water. Why did you open the cabinet? The water tank is over here. If you want to drink water, go to the tank." After Feng Xianxia finished speaking, old Zhao's family looked at Zhao Wenshui suspiciously. Chapter 1282. That's right. Second brother, you said you came in to drink water. How could it be possible that you came in to drink water? Why did you come to the cupboard to drink water and even open the cupboard door? Xuanhuan asked Xuanhuan with a heavy gaze. Xuanhuan's heart suddenly tightened. When he met Xuanhuan's questioning gaze, he was so nervous that he didn't know what to say. Mother. Zhao Baoshan snorted softly and said, do you still need to ask? It's obvious that he came in to steal vegetables. That's right, father. Second brother obviously came in to steal vegetables. Father, we have to ask second brother to give an explanation. We can't just let it go like this. Feng Xianxia muttered. If they made a fuss about this matter, they might be able to find an excuse to separate from the family. Zhao Wenshui sat on the ground with an aggrieved look on his face. All he did was steal vegetables. There were a lot of vegetables at home, so it wasn't a big deal. It was fine if his family caught him stealing, but the problem was that his feet were clamped and he couldn't move. It hurt so much. However, his family didn't care about his life at all. They only cared about him stealing vegetables. Why did I raise such a black-hearted son? This is too much. He steals everything. Not only does he steal things, but he also steals from his own family. It's hard to guard against a thief in the family. Why did such a big thief come into our family? If he doesn't give me an explanation today, I'll chop off his hand. Xuanhua said angrily as she spat on Zhao Wenshui's face. Zhao Wenshui reached out and touched Xuanhua's saliva on his face. He felt disgusted, but he didn't know how to scold Xuanhua. Mother, can you not be like this? Let's talk nicely. Why did you spit on my face? It's so disgusting. Zhao Wenshui complained unhappily. Xuanhua became even angrier. You still have the nerve to say that. You brat, I definitely haven't taught you enough. Xuanhua scolded. She waved her hand and slapped Zhao Wenshui hard a few times. Mother, it hurts so much. Zhao Wenshui cried out in pain. It was already painful enough. Now, after being hit by Xuanhua, it was even more painful. His feet hurt and his body hurt. He felt like he was about to die. All right. Stop yelling. Let Lao Er explain himself. Why did he steal the vegetables? Zhao Baoshan frowned and said seriously to Zhao Wenshui. Zhao Wenshui shrunk his neck, not knowing what to say. If he told the truth and said that he stole for Chen Chuanxiu, he would be scolded to death by his family. Most importantly, if Li Chuiying found out, she would definitely make a fuss. He wouldn't be able to deal with it. If the villagers found out about his relationship with Chen Chuanxiu, they would probably drown him in their saliva. Father. Zhao Wenshui hesitated. His words were stuck in his throat. He didn't know how to say it. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you talking? Father. I just want to eat more. It's nothing. I woke up in the middle of the night and suddenly felt hungry, so I ran to the kitchen to find something to eat. Can I eat my own food? How did I become a thief? After Zhao Wenshui finished speaking, Xuanhua looked at Zhao Wenshui with disappointment. I say, Lao Er, you're really good. Chapter 1283. After being reprimanded by Xuanhua, Zhao Wenshui blushed. Mother, don't you think I'm being too serious? I'm a man. It's normal for me to eat more when I work during the day. I'm indeed hungry at this time of the night. I'm not a woman. I can't do so much heavy work every day. I don't feel hungry. Zhao Wenshui pursed his lips and quibbled. Xuanhua snorted coldly. You're good at quibbling. I don't usually see you doing much work. Now you're talking about how much work you've done. Mother? Feng Xianxia didn't mind blowing things up and added, Mother, how can second brother be like this? Who isn't hungry in the middle of the night? Aren't we all enduring it? Only second brother ran out to the kitchen to get something to eat. If everyone in our family is like this, we'll be able to finish all the food. When Xuanhua heard Feng Xianxia's words, she loudly reprimanded. That's right. If there's some leftovers, they can eat them sparingly. They can still eat for a few more days. This black-hearted second brother secretly ate so much. Isn't he afraid of dying from overeating? If everyone secretly eats like this, how can our family eat? Xuanhua's face was cold. The more she looked at Zhao Wenshui, the angrier she became. Even Zhao Wentao, who didn't speak much, couldn't help but say, Second brother, if you're hungry in the middle of the night, go back to sleep. Just endure it. How can you get up in the middle of the night and eat so much? When Li Chuiying saw that her man was being bombarded, she stepped forward to defend Zhao Wenshui. You can't say that, right? My Wenshui is hungry. Why can't he eat something? It's not a big deal. If he's full at night, he can eat less during the day, right? Otherwise, if he's hungry, he'll have to eat more during the day. It's about the same. Second sister-in-law really knows how to protect second brother. Feng Xianxia said in a strange tone. Xuanhuan was not so polite. She scolded Li Chuang, "My second daughter-in-law is so full of nonsense. If everyone in our family is like this, how can we live like this? Father, mother, second brother's behavior is too serious. You have to make a statement and deal with it properly. Otherwise it will be too unfair to the other branches. Last time, second brother had already stolen 3 taels of silver, and now he was here to steal food. I wonder how many of these things have been done behind the scenes. We can't let second brother take all the benefits of our family, can we?" After Feng Xianxia finished speaking, all the members of old Zhao's family became silent. When Feng Xianxia saw that Zhao Baoshan and Xuanhua did not say anything, she hurriedly poked Zhao Wenshi, asking him to say a few words as well. In any case, this matter could not be let go so easily. "That's right, father, mother. Second brother has done this, so he has to say something. We can't let the other branches suffer losses. Otherwise, everyone will feel uncomfortable." Zhao Baoshan frowned and asked the first branch, "Then tell me, what should we do about this matter?" Feng Xianxia hesitated for a moment. After thinking about it, she decided to say it directly. "Father, mother, I think it's not interesting for us to live together like this. We've all formed our own families and our children have grown up. There's no need for us to live together." Chapter 1284. Feng Xianxia felt that there was nothing to offend now. If she didn't seize this opportunity to separate, she didn't know when she would be able to do so. Zhao Baoshan and Xuanhua's faces darkened when they heard Feng Xianxia's words. "Eldest daughter-in-law, what are you talking about? Separate? Your father and I are still here and all we can think about is to separate. If this gets out, won't our old Zhao family die of laughter?" Xuanhua scolded unhappily. "Mother, you can't say that. If it wasn't for the fact that second brother often did these kinds of sneaky things, who would want to separate from the family? If you want to blame someone, you have to blame second brother. Originally, our family was living in harmony. Now that he's stirring things up, we can't live together. It's better to separate and save us so much trouble." Feng Xianxia defended herself. After she finished speaking, she nudged Zhao Wenshi beside her, asking Zhao Wenshi to speak up for her. "Father, mother, Tianlong's mother is right. We have our own families now. There are many people in the village who want to separate early. Second brother doesn't usually do much work and he keeps stealing things from our family. It's impossible that I don't have any objections. If we live together, there will be a lot of conflicts. No matter what second brother does, it has nothing to do with us. Naturally, we don't have any objections." Xuanhua frowned when she heard Zhao Wenshui's words. She didn't say anything, but she was brewing in her heart. In the end, it was all because of this good-for-nothing second brother. Otherwise, the eldest branch wouldn't have a reason to criticize them. Li Chuang snorted softly and said to Xuanhua, "Father, mother, if eldest brother and sister-in-law want to separate and don't want to live with us, we don't want to live with them either." "Seriously? Didn't they just steal some money? How much are these things worth when added together? What about the eldest branch? You're getting married and studying. Our old Zhao family has been doing everything for you and your branch all these years. How can I say that I have a problem with that?" Hearing Li Chuang's words, the first branch was furious. "Second sister-in-law, what are you talking about? The money my family spends is for proper use. Look at second brother, what he does is not proper. How can it be the same? How is it different? Wasn't it all about money? Eldest sister-in-law, you're really interesting. You're still pretending to be innocent after you've taken advantage of her. In the past you didn't want to split up. Now that your family is doing well, you're clamoring to split up. Isn't this bullying?" After Li Chuang finished speaking, Feng Xianxia's face immediately turned red. "Sister-in-law, you..." Li Chuang also crossed his arms and continued to scold. "Sister-in-law, it's not that we can't split the family assets, but at least be fair. Our old Zhao family has contributed a lot to your branch. When we split from the family, shouldn't our second and fourth branches get more? Why should you get more? It's already good enough that our fourth branch gets more. How can your second branch have the nerve to ask for more? Didn't you say that second brother stole things? That won't do. Our second branch can get less than our fourth branch, but we can get more than your eldest branch." "You?" Zhao Baoshan frowned as she watched the two branches quarrel. She was somewhat unhappy. As an elder, she naturally felt sad that her family had ended up like this. Chapter 1285. Li Chuang said hurriedly, "Father, you can't be partial. Eldest brother and eldest sister-in-law's family have benefited a lot over the years. You can't let them benefit even if we split up now, right? Otherwise our second branch can't live on. Feng Xianxia didn't want to be left behind. She said in front of Zhao Baoshan, "Father, second brother did something sneaky. You can't give the second branch too much. Although our first branch has spent a lot of money, it's for the honor of old Zhao's family, not for anything else. Although Sky Dragon's studies cost a little more, but when he passes the imperial examinations, he will be able to bring honor to his ancestors." "Shut up. I know how to distribute it. Do I need you to tell me?" Zhao Baoshan reprimanded. Feng Xianxia and Li Chueying didn't know what to say, so they shut up. Zhao Baoshan thought for a while. What the first branch and the second branch said was reasonable. Therefore, when it came to splitting up, the two branches should give about the same amount. The fourth branch was the most important. The fourth branch could get more. Zhao Baoshan counted the fields in the house. The fields that each branch got were about the same. Zhao Baoshan and xuanhuan kept some fields for themselves. As for money, the fourth branch got more, so the first branch and the second branch got the same amount. Although the first branch and the second branch had different opinions about the distribution, they agreed in the end for the sake of splitting up. It didn't matter how much they got now. The most important thing was to divide up the family. Xuanhuan was the one who was most dissatisfied with the separation. If the whole family was together, the amount of money they earned would have to be handed over to her. Now that they were splitting up, the money in the other branch's hands would be in their own hands. They wouldn't give it to her. Thinking of this, Xuanhuan felt sad. "Old man, can't we not split up? Why do we have to split up?" "Really?" Xuanhuan said to Zhao Baoshan. She was unhappy. "Then what do you think we should do? How should he deal with today's matter? If people's hearts are not together, it's useless to force them to be together." "That's not it either. I think that if we split up, old Zhao's life will be even more difficult. We still don't know if these children are filial or not. If they aren't filial, no one will take care of us when we're old." Xuanhuan curled her lips and muttered to Zhao Baoshan. Zhao Baoshan glared at Xuanhuan. "You think too much. We'll talk about the future when the time comes. They can do whatever they want. Let them be." Xuanhuan saw that Zhao Baoshan was unhappy. It seemed that she did not want to dwell on this topic, so she quickly shut her mouth. Otherwise Zhao Benshan would scold her. After struggling for half a night, the separation of old Zhao's family was finally settled. The other branches were satisfied with this result. Although the fourth branch did not say that they wanted to split up, they still had this thought in their hearts. After all, the fourth branch was at a disadvantage in old Zhao's family. They did more work than the other branches, so they didn't get many benefits. After the separation, everyone found that Zhao Wenshui, whose ankle was pinched, had fainted from the pain. Li Chueying rushed to Zhao Wenshui and said to Zhao Wenshui, "Tianyu's father, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Why aren't you talking?" Chapter 1286. Li Chueying's heart tightened and she hurriedly said, "Father, it might be true. Tianyu's father must have fainted from the pain. What should we do? Nothing must happen to Tianyu's father." Zhao Baoshan's brows were still furrowed. "He deserves it even if he dies from the pain. Who told him to come to the kitchen in the middle of the night to steal things? The rat trap was placed there on purpose to catch the thief." Li Chueying looked at Zhao Baoshan with hidden bitterness. "Father, you can't say that. Tianyu's father shouldn't have eaten our family's food. Tianyu's father's leg is more important. Otherwise it would be bad if he became a cripple in the future." Zhao Baoshan snorted softly and instructed Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Wentao, "Send second brother to the second branch's room first. We'll find a doctor to take a look at him tomorrow." Li Chueying's heart ached at the thought of having to spend money to find a doctor. Now that they had separated from the family, they could not spend old Zhao's money. They could only spend the second branch's money. This time, Zhao Wenshui's medical expenses would probably be at least half of it. Fortunately, Zhao Jing'er was about to get married. When the time came, they could make up for the dowry money. Otherwise, they would not be able to live on. The third branch, who had been silent all this time, finally spoke up. Liang Jinxiao walked up to Xuanhuan and said to her, "Mother, now that the matter has been clarified, it's fine. Our third branch won't steal anything. In the future, don't blame us for anything. Otherwise, if we don't find evidence, we won't be able to clear our name." Xuanhuan was a little embarrassed, but she could not admit her mistake. She could only force a smile and say, "Who knew that second brother would never change and would steal things from his family again? Otherwise he wouldn't have blamed the third branch." "Mother, I don't mean anything else. I just hope that if anything happens in the future, we'll figure it out first. Otherwise it'll be easy for us to take the blame for others. It's the same for everyone. Xuanhuan replied impatiently, I know. Third daughter-in-law, you should go back to your room and rest. What's the point of saying so much? Well, mother, then I'll go back to my room to rest first. Xianxia was also too lazy to say more and walked into the room of the third branch. Xuanhuan had already made herself clear. It was fine as long as she understood it in her heart. Thinking about what happened tonight, Xianxia could not help but admire Zhao Yun'er. If it weren't for Zhao Yun'er, she probably wouldn't have caught Zhao Wenxue stealing tonight. She would probably still be suspected. However, what they didn't expect was that old Zhao's family would split up. Just thinking about it made him feel a little incredulous. Chapter 1287. When Zhao Yun'er saw this, she stepped forward and asked, Fourth uncle, do you want me to help you? No need. Zhao Wentao smiled and refused, actually there's nothing else to do. It's almost done. The things that should be moved have already been moved. There's nothing else to move. It's just some small things that are easy to carry. Zhao Yun'er didn't know if Zhao Wentao was declining or if he really meant it. Zhao Yun'er was too embarrassed to insist, so she could only say, all right then, fourth uncle. If you're tired you can rest for a while. Don't tire yourself out. Seeing that Zhao Yun'er was concerned about him, he felt touched. Got it, Yun'er. Don't worry. Fourth uncle knows whether he's tired or not. That's fine. Zhao Yun'er nodded. At this time, Li Chuiying, who was moving things in the courtyard, heard the conversation between Zhao Yun'er and Zhao Wentao. She hurriedly said to Zhao Yun'er, Girl Yun'er, if you're so filial, then help your second aunt move some things. Your second uncle's foot was injured by a mouse trap. He can't even walk now. How can your second aunt move so many things by herself? Zhao Yun'er laughed coldly and stared at Li Chuiying. She didn't know how Li Chuiying had the nerve to say such a thing. Second aunt, why do you want me to help? It's not like there's no one in your house. What can't you move? You and cousin Jing can work together and take it slow. If you can't move it in one go, then you can do it a few more times. After Zhao Yun'er finished speaking, Li Chuiying's expression instantly became very ugly. This wretched girl only cared about the fourth branch and didn't like the second branch. Speaking of which, weren't they all this girl's elders? Why should she treat them differently? She was too much. Li Chuiying said sarcastically, what a stingy person. I've never seen such a person before. Wretched girl, you're so picky. It seems like you don't care about your second uncle and second aunt. Seeing that Li Chuiying was about to make a scene, Zhao Wentao was afraid that Li Chuiying and Zhao Yun'er would argue, so he said to Li Chuiying, second sister-in-law, don't let Yun'er help you. It's fine. If there's anything you can't move, call me and I'll help you move it. Li Chuiying's expression returned to normal. She smiled at Zhao Wentao and said, Hee hee, fourth brother, you are still the best. It's my duty, second sister-in-law. Second brother's foot is injured, so there's no other way. He'll probably be busy at home these days, so please bear with him as much as you can. There's no need to be so calculative. Hearing Zhao Wentao's words, Li Chuiying chuckled and replied, Yes. Fourth brother, your words are so nice. It would be great if everyone in our family could be like you. Zhao Yun'er stood to the side. Seeing Li Chuiying, she couldn't help but roll her eyes. Her fourth uncle was really a good person. However, Zhao Wentao treated all his brothers like this. Zhao Yun'er didn't have much to say. She only hoped that Zhao Wentao would be more considerate sometimes. Otherwise, if he was too nice, he would be bullied. Li Chuiying stared at Zhao Wentao and thought for a while. Then he said to Zhao Wentao, Fourth brother, now that our family is separated, the other branches don't have a kitchen. We have to build a shed for our own kitchen. If you have nothing to do, when you build a wooden shed for your own family, you can build one for my family. Chapter 1288. Since Li Chuiying had already spoken, Zhao Wentao couldn't say no. It was true that his second brother's leg was injured and it was inconvenient for him. Every man in the second branch had to rely on 2 women and 1 child. What could they do? Just as Zhao Wentao was about to nod and agree, Zhao Yun'er couldn't help but say, Second aunt, you really choose honest people when you want to take advantage of others. It's already good enough that fifth uncle helped you move things, but you still want him to help you build a shed. How can you ask for that? After Zhao Yun'er finished speaking, Li Chuiying glared at Zhao Yun'er with a reddened face and said, Last Yun'er, your mouth is really cheap. Your fourth uncle didn't say anything. What did you say? Zhao Yun'er pursed her lips and said, I just can't stand it. Fourth uncle is an honest person. He can't be bullied too much by you. After Zhao Yun'er finished speaking, she winked at Zhao Wentao. Originally, Zhao Wentao was embarrassed to refuse. However, after hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, Zhao Wentao said to Li Chuang, "Second sister-in-law, why don't you and mother use the same kitchen first? When second brother's leg recovers, we can ask him to build a wooden shed." Li Chuang was immediately unhappy. She frowned and said with difficulty, "This? Fourth brother, you know that your second brother can't do it? Why can't he do it? Your second brother is clumsy. How can he do it well? I don't think he can build a wooden shed. Second sister-in-law, it's okay if he can't build it. When the time comes, if second brother has any problems, just ask me. I will tell second brother. If he can't do it, I will help second brother and follow behind to help. He will definitely be able to do it." After hearing Zhao Wentao's words, Li Chuang was too embarrassed to say anything more. She could only say, "Okay then, fourth brother. You said it. When we build a wooden shed, you have to help." "Don't worry, second sister-in-law. I definitely will." "Okay." Li Chuang agreed reluctantly. Before she left, she glared fiercely at Zhao Yun'er as if she was blaming Zhao Yun'er for meddling in other people's business. It was originally fine, but it was ruined by Zhao Yun'er. Zhao Yun'er curled her lips, and a smile appeared on the corner of her mouth. She was too lazy to pay attention to Li Chuang. After Li turned to leave, Zhao Wentao's, Zhao Yun's, Zhao's, Zhao Yun'er saw Zhao Wentao sighing and asked, "Fourth uncle, why are you sighing?" Zhao Wentao twitched his mouth and smiled at Zhao Yun'er. "Actually, your second aunt is also a pitiful person." "She is she? Uncles too, is Yun's why? To her is, your second uncle?" Zhao Wentao suddenly stopped talking. He felt that it wasn't appropriate to mention this in front of Zhao Yun'er, so he gave up and didn't say anything else. Zhao Yun'er was a little anxious. "What's wrong with fourth uncle?" "Nothing. You're still young. There are some things you don't understand. Your second uncle doesn't treat your second aunt very well. As for the rest of us, we should help your second aunt as much as we can to make up for it." After Zhao Wentao said this, he didn't seem to want to talk about it anymore and changed the topic. Zhao Yun'er found it even more strange. Zhao Wentao obviously had a hidden meaning in his words, but he didn't say it out loud. It really made her anxious. Chapter 1289. As the saying goes, paper can't wrap fire. Someone will find out the truth one day. When Zhao Wenshui secretly went to see Chen Xuanxiu, Zhao Wentao happened to see him. Zhao Wentao knew that it was a shameful thing, so he couldn't tell others. If he told others, it would not only embarrass old Zhao's family, but also embarrass Zhao Wenshui. People in the village might gossip and ruin the reputation of old Zhao's family. In addition, he was afraid that Li Chuang would be so angry that he would fight with Zhao Wenshui. At that time, old Zhao's family might be in trouble. For the sake of the harmony of old Zhao's family, this matter had to be kept a secret. Li Chuang couldn't know about it. However, because Zhao Wentao knew that Zhao Wenshui had an affair with another woman, he felt that Zhao Wenshui had wronged Li Chuang and felt guilty towards Li Chuang. Zhao Wenshui couldn't treat Li Chuang well. As his younger brother, he naturally had to make up for it. "Fourth uncle, now that we've separated from the family, what do you and sister-in-law plan to do?" Zhao Yun'er asked. Speaking of this, Zhao Wentao and Chen Hongzhao really hadn't thought about it. Zhao Wentao still went to the mountains to mine from time to time. Although he couldn't make a lot of money, he could at least make his family hungry. In addition, after they separated from the family, they were given some fields. These fields could be used to grow food and they could also gain some harvest. As long as they were diligent, their lives might be better than when they didn't separate from the family. How can we plan to do anything? Just like everyone else, we'll live our lives as we should. Zhao Yun'er smiled and said, "Fourth uncle, now that we have separated from the family, do you and fourth sister-in-law plan to let cousin Tianqi go to school? Like cousin Tianlong, he will be able to pass the imperial examinations and become outstanding?" Zhao Tianqi, who Zhao Yun'er mentioned, was Zhao Wentao and Chen Hongzhao's son. He was 7 years old this year, 1 year younger than Zhao Tianfu. She was at the right age to go to school. In the past, even if Zhao Wentao and Chen Hongzhao wanted to study for Zhao Tianqi, they probably wouldn't be able to. After all, other than Zhao Tianqi, old Zhao's family had a lot of descendants. All of them were studying and there was no money to support them. If he read it to one of them, the other descendants would definitely read it as well. Otherwise, it would be unfair and make them feel uncomfortable. Hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, Zhao Wentao was slightly taken aback. In the past, he didn't dare to think about this. After all, he felt that it was impossible. Although in his heart he felt that studying was good. Children would only have the opportunity to bring glory to their ancestors if they studied. However, the conditions were there. It was not as if they could study just because they wanted to. Fourth uncle, I think it's better for the child to study more. Why don't you discuss it with fourth aunt and see if Xianxia can study? Xiaoyun couldn't help but suggest. If it was the 21st century, most children would be able to read and write. If they studied, they might not become illiterate, but at least they would be more cultured. Xiaoyun couldn't stand the weirdos in the village. With quality education it would be much better. What Zhao Yun'er said was not only about the matter of scholarly honors. Zhao Wentao thought for a moment. Hey Yun, I also want to study for Xianxia, but it costs a lot to study for a year. Fourth uncle is not capable and may not be able to afford it. Chapter 1290. After hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, Zhao Wentao couldn't help but be curious. Yun'er, what kind of work will your family have to do in the future? Will it be for a while? Or can it continue for a long time? Zhao Wentao was mainly worried about this. He was now mining iron on the mountain and could earn dozens of copper coins a day. In a month he could earn more than 1 tael of silver. Of course this was taking into account. After all, he didn't have work to do every day. In addition, he didn't know how long he could mine. Might be half a year or a year. If he could earn money to support Zhao Qianxi's studies in this half a year or a year, where would he earn the money in the future? Therefore he had to make money for a long time. It was not a matter of half a year or a year. It had to be stable for at least 5 to 6 years or 7 to 8 years. Zhao Yun'er smiled. Don't worry, fourth uncle. My family's work can be done for a long time. I guarantee that you can earn enough for cousin Qianxi's tuition in a year. With Zhao Yun'er's words, Zhao Wentao was indeed relieved. He might not believe what others said, but he believed what Zhao Yun'er said. After all, Zhao Yun'er had never talked nonsense. She said 1, it was 1. He said 2, it was 2. Yun'er, can you tell me what kind of work your family is going to do? It takes so much time. Zhao Yun'er explained. Zhao Wentao still didn't understand half of it, but he had a general understanding. With a stable income, Zhao Wentao thought that it was indeed good to teach Zhao Qianxia. He didn't expect Zhao Qianxia to be like Zhao Tianlong. He only wanted Zhao Qianxia to be like Zhao Wenxing in the future. It was always easier to teach than to work in the fields. Furthermore, scholars were respected by the masses. He suffered because he didn't study. His son couldn't follow in his footsteps. After chatting with Zhao Wentao for a while, Zhao Wentao had almost moved everything that needed to be moved. After old Zhao's family split, many things had to be redistributed. It didn't seem much, but it was a little difficult to move them. After working for the whole morning, they were finally done. From today onwards, old Zhao's family would live their own lives. There was only one kitchen in old Zhao's house. Now that they had separated, the original kitchen was reserved for Zhao Baoshan and xuanhuan. Before the other families finished building their own kitchens, they could borrow them for a while, but after a while they wouldn't be allowed to use them anymore. Now that they were eating separately, cooking was the most troublesome thing. There was only one pot, so everyone had to line up to cook it. They couldn't squeeze together. Eldest sister-in-law, let me come down and cook. Our Wenshui and Tianyu are both hungry. The sooner it's cooked, the sooner we can give it to them to eat. You wait first. When my family is ready, you can use it. Li Chuanying went to the kitchen and saw that Feng Xianxia wanted to start a fire to cook. She quickly stopped her. Feng Xianxia was a little unhappy. She retorted to Li Chuanying, why should I let your family cook first? Our Yang is hungry too. He's still a child, so his stomach can't take it. When he's hungry, he has to eat. Your Tianyu is already grown up. Second brother is really a grown-up. It's okay to bear with it, so let our family cook first and eat first. You. Li Chuanying glared at Feng Xianxia angrily. He couldn't win an argument with his sister-in-law and was always bullied. In the past, xuanhuan was biased towards Feng Xianxia. Now that they had separated, Li Chuanying felt that he shouldn't give in to Feng Xianxia anymore. Chapter 1291. Li Chuanying looked at Feng Xianxia unhappily. Feng Xianxia frowned and argued with Li Chuanying. Who said that you can cook when the dishes are ready? I came to the kitchen first, so I have to cook first. Sister-in-law, how can you bully us like this? Why should the second branch give in to the first branch? Today the second branch has to cook first. That won't do. Second sister-in-law, I can't give in to you. You can't spoil my Yang. Can you bear the responsibility for my precious grandson? Li Chuanying put her hands on her hips and was infuriated by Feng Xianxia. Humph, you call your Yang darling. So what if my Tianyu is hungry? You're so selfish. The two of them went back and forth and almost started a fight in the kitchen. Xuanhuan heard the quarrel in the room and rushed in angrily. Quarrel, 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 all you know how to do is quarrel. Quarreling every day when there's something going on. Hurry up and shut up, or else my wife will take a needle and sew up your mouths one by one. Xuanhuan's fierce tone and eyes frightened Li Chuang and Feng Xianxia. Mother. I didn't want to quarrel, but sister-in-law insisted on occupying the pot to cook first. Look, I've already prepared the dishes, so I'll definitely cook faster than her. What's wrong with letting me cook first? Li Chuang complained in front of Xuanhuan, feeling wronged. Feng Xianxia was unwilling to be left behind. Mother, my Yang is hungry. What's wrong with me cooking first? Tianyu is a big boy and can withstand hunger, but Yang is still young and can't withstand hunger. Mother? Xuanhuan was confused by Li Chuang and Feng Xianxia's quarrel. Shut up, both of you shut up. You can even quarrel over cooking. I really admire the two of you. Every day you talk about trivial matters. Aren't you afraid of embarrassing yourself if word gets out? There's only one kitchen and I'm the one who cooks first. Since when did it become your turn? In a few days all of you will have to make your own kitchen. Don't squeeze together. It's inconvenient. When I'm done today, the first branch will use it first and the second branch will use it later. Tomorrow it'll be your turn. You can have one day first. Since Xuanhuan said so, Li Chuang and Feng Xianxia couldn't say anything more. Taking turns like this was considered very fair. If they said anything else, Xuanhuan would probably scold them again. Mother. All right then. Then my sister-in-law will go first. My family will go first tomorrow. Li Chuang replied. Xuanhuan responded faintly. Then she began to cook. Liang Jinxiao heard the noise in the kitchen of Old Zhao's house. Old Zhao's family members were taking turns. The fourth branch was the last to eat today. If they wanted to eat, they didn't know how long they would have to wait. Thus, Liang Jinxiao discussed with Zhao Yun, let's cook 2 more dishes. Chapter 1292. Liang Jinxiao smiled and said, It's no trouble at all. Just ask Yuner to cook a few more dishes. It's not like we eat every day, so it doesn't matter if we eat 1 or 2 meals. Third sister-in-law will still have to trouble you. Haha, fourth brother, fourth sister-in-law, you're too polite. It'll be more convenient when your own kitchen is ready. It's not convenient to have one kitchen to cook now. Yes. Third sister-in-law, you're right. We'll be busy building the wooden shed in the afternoon. Tomorrow we'll go to the blacksmith to custom make a pot. The kitchen will be ready in less than 2 days. That's good. Liang Jinxiao laughed heartily. Li Chuang felt a little uncomfortable when she saw that Liang Jinxiao invited the fourth branch to eat but not the second branch. Without feeling embarrassed, Li Chuang went directly to Liang Jinxiao and said to Liang Jinxiao, Third sister-in-law, since it's not troublesome for your family, why don't you let the second branch eat with you? Anyway, it's just a matter of adding a few more pairs of chopsticks. You invited fourth brother and fourth sister-in-law, but you can't not invite me and your second brother, right? Liang Jinxiao's mouth twitched and he didn't know how to refuse. When Zhao Yuner heard Li Chuang's words, she came out of the kitchen and said with a fake smile, Second aunt, you really know how to compare yourself with others. When fourth uncle and fourth aunt help us with the chores, why don't I see you and second uncle coming over to help? You don't know how to do the chores, but you know how to come over to eat. How interesting. Li Chuang immediately cowered when she saw Zhao Yuner. She argued back, Your family didn't ask my family to do the chores. If you asked, we might have helped. Zhao Yuner sneered. She really didn't know how to deal with thick-skinned people. Second aunt, why don't you know how to do the chores if we don't ask you to? You know how to come over when we don't ask you to eat. This ability is really great. You? Li Chuang angrily glared at Zhao Yuner. Third sister-in-law, look at your good daughter. How is she speaking to her elders? Liang Jinxiao said helplessly, Second sister-in-law, I don't think there's anything wrong with what Yuner said. It's true, you? Li Chuang was angered by Zhao Yuner and Liang Jinxiao. Originally he wanted Liang Jinxiao to apologize to her, but his third sister-in-law had changed a lot. She didn't follow his words at all. If you don't want to eat, so be it. Just you wait. Just wait until my family has delicious food. I'll make you guys drool. After Li Chuang finished speaking, he angrily turned around and left. Zhao Yuner was even more disinclined to pay attention to people like Li Chuang. It was good to send him away. It was really annoying to hang around in front of him. Fourth uncle, fourth aunt, please go inside and have a seat. I'll cook 2 more dishes. It'll be ready in a while. Zhao Yuner said. Zhao Wentao and Chen Hongzhao both responded, Okay Yuner girl. Thank you for your hard work. With that, the two of them didn't stand on ceremony and went into the third branch's room. In old Zhao's kitchen, only xuanhuan and Zhao Baoshan were eating because they had separated from the main family. Xuanhuan casually cooked 2 dishes. If she cooked too many dishes, she wouldn't be able to finish them all. Now that the whole family wasn't eating together, Xuanhuan was very generous. She took out all the good things in the room and fried a plate of bacon and a plate of vegetables. Chapter 1293. Previously he was reluctant to eat it because 20 caddies of bacon was not much. Good things should be eaten slowly. He could not finish it all at once. Moreover, he could save some dishes for the banquet, so there was no need to cook it. After eating for a few days, the leftovers were almost finished. Xuanhuan left some meat for lunch, and the rest of the vegetables were distributed to the other members of her family. Now he was going to make some salted meat so that he could have a taste. Since they weren't a big family, they didn't need to fight for food. Especially without Zhao Wenxue, if they hadn't split up, Zhao Wenxue would have been able to eat half of it. Now that she made a plate of bacon, she and Zhao Baoshan could eat it slowly. A plate of bacon could last them for 3 days. Zhao Baoshan needed a side dish to go with drinking, and the bacon was just right. After Xuanhuan heated up the leftover meat broth from the banquet, the entire kitchen was filled with a strong aroma. The most fragrant of all was the salted meat, which had a very strong aroma. The members of Zhao Baoshan's family who were waiting outside the kitchen couldn't help but swallow their saliva. Zhao Yangyang said to Feng Xianxia, "Grandma, it smells so good. Yangyang wants to eat it." Feng Xianxia frowned. "Yangyang, wait a little longer. Grandma will cook for you later." "Mother, Yangyang is eating the food that Grandma made." Xinpan explained. "Oh, what did you eat when you were a baby? It smells so good. I don't think we have it at home." Xinpan stretched out her nose and took a sniff. She was quite familiar with xianxia because before she got married, her family would always make salted fish and bacon at the end of every year. The villagers were poor and they couldn't even eat fresh pork, so they naturally didn't have the extra meat to make salted fish. If the salted meat was cooked properly, it was actually more delicious than fresh pork. For example, it was better to add some garlic to stir-fry it, or steam it with rice. The rice with the bacon would be infused with the fragrance of the bacon, which was very delicious. Xinpan then explained to Feng Xianxia, "Mom, it's bacon." "Bacon? I heard it's salted meat, right? There aren't many people in our village who eat it." Xinpan nodded. "Yeah, we don't eat it often." "Then where did you get the milk from?" Feng Xianxia asked with some puzzlement. "It must be from Lord Meng." Xinpan guessed. Thinking of the good things that young Master Meng sent over the other day, Xuanhuan carried many of them into the house by herself, without letting the Zhao family see them. Hearing Xinpan's words, Feng Xianxia couldn't help but scold her. "This old hag is so cruel. She keeps all the good stuff to herself and doesn't even give it to her sons and grandsons. When they're old and can't move anymore, let's see who's going to take care of her." The more Feng Xianxia thought about it, the angrier she was. She didn't think that Lord Meng would give her the good things when they separated from the family. Now that they were divided, she didn't get any of Lord Meng's good things. Xinpan comforted her mother, "Mother, don't think too much about it. When I go back, I'll go to my mother's house and bring some delicious food over. When Tianlong comes back, our good days will come. Right now, the most important thing is that we've separated from the family." Chapter 1294. Feng Xianxia held Xinpan's hand and said emotionally, "Panner, you're my best daughter-in-law." Xinpan smiled and said to Feng Xianxia, "Mom, it's what I should do. If your younger brother's future wife can be half as good as you, I'll be relieved." Feng Xianxia sighed with emotion. Now that they had separated from the main family, there was basically nothing for him to worry about. The only thing he was worried about was Zhao Tianhu's marriage. After all, it concerned Zhao Tianhu's marriage, so he had to take it seriously. "Mom, my younger sister-in-law will definitely be fine," Xinpan said with a smile, but she felt a little uncomfortable in her heart. It was said that sisters-in-law were difficult to get along with. Who knew what kind of woman Zhao Tianhu would marry? If she wasn't easy to get along with, they would feel uncomfortable living together. Most importantly, if Zhao Tianhu married a woman, would Feng Xianxia be biased? When her younger sister-in-law gave birth to a child, she would inevitably need Feng Xianxia's help to take care of it. At that time, Feng Xianxia wouldn't have so much time to take care of her Yangyang. Feng Xianxia held Xinpan's hand and said, "I also hope that your younger sister-in-law will be a good girl. That way we can live in harmony with each other." Xuanhuan smiled and nodded, but she had other thoughts in her heart. Now that the main family and old Zhao's family had separated from each other, Xuanhuan was happy that this matter was solved. Now she was thinking that it would be better for her branch to separate from Zhao Qianhu's branch. Zhao Qianhu was just a farmer in the countryside. He couldn't be compared with Zhao Tianlong, who had obtained scholarly honors and was going to live a life of an official in the future. If she took Zhao Qianhu and his family with her, she would be asking Zhao Tianlong to take care of Zhao Qianhu's family for no reason. In that case they would definitely be at a disadvantage. Unfortunately, Xuanhuan couldn't say it now. If she said it, Feng Xianxia would definitely be unhappy. She had to wait for a chance to say it in the future. Feng Xianxia then pulled Xuanhuan to talk about Zhao Qianhu's marriage. It wouldn't be long before Zhao Qianhu's wedding could be arranged. After finishing the meal in the third branch's house, Zhao Yuner went back home. She was carrying a food box with some food in it. Zhao Yuner wasn't sure whether the emperor had left or not, so she put more food in it. Otherwise, if it was like last time where the emperor ate all the food, Mu Lianfeng wouldn't be able to eat. She was still on the mountain, was still on the mountain. Was still on the mountain. Mu Lianfeng led the emperor around the mountain and took a look at the smelting and weapon manufacturing places. This batch of weapons can greatly enhance the strength of our soldiers in Dezhou. The emperor stood with his hands clasped behind his back. After seeing the scene on the mountain, he praised Mu Lianfeng. Mu Lianfeng nodded. The weapons in Dezhou are definitely much better than those in other countries, but I don't dare to claim credit for it. It's all thanks to Yuner. The emperor's lips curled into a smile. Don't worry, Miss Yuner has done a meritorious deed. I know. In the future there should be a reward. I won't be short. I thank you on behalf of Yuner, Your Majesty. Mu Lianfeng said respectfully. Chapter 1295. Looking into the emperor's eyes, Mu Lianfeng's heart trembled. He felt that the emperor's sudden reaction was obviously because of some reason. Could it be that the emperor had doubts about his loyalty? His heart couldn't help but tighten. Mu Lianfeng hurriedly said, Your Majesty, this subject is loyal and devoted to Your Majesty. This subject will follow Your Majesty forever in this life. The emperor glanced at Mu Lianfeng and the smile on his lips deepened. Mu Aiqing, why are you so excited? Zhen was just saying it casually. Zhen knows your loyalty. Mu Lianfeng didn't know why, but because of the emperor's words, he became even more nervous. A layer of cold sweat involuntarily appeared on his forehead. Your Majesty, this subject will try my best. This subject will definitely not let Your Majesty down. Mu Lianfeng opened his mouth and said, showing his loyalty in front of the emperor. The emperor's meaningful smile deepened. He didn't continue to answer Mu Lianfeng's words, which made Mu Lianfeng even more nervous. Just then he saw a woman's figure coming over. It was Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner greeted the two men. I brought you food. Come and eat quickly. Mu Lianfeng was thinking, but the emperor took a step forward and walked towards Zhao Yuner. After a while, Mu Lianfeng came back to his senses and followed the emperor's footsteps. It's really a blessing to be able to eat the food made by Miss Yuner again today. The emperor glanced at the food with a smile in his eyes. Zhao Yuner didn't know the emperor's identity. After knowing the emperor's identity, she was more or less afraid of this man. She was afraid that if she made him unhappy, she would suffer a calamity. It's nothing. It's just a few more dishes. If you want to eat, you can stay here for a few more days. Zhao Yuner said politely, but didn't expect the emperor to directly agree. Mu Lianfeng was speechless as he looked at the man in bright yellow clothes. He still wanted to stay for a few more days? How could that be? Facing him every day, Mu Lianfeng felt that he was already depressed enough. If he stayed with him for a few days, how could he bear it? Most importantly, the emperor had to go back and deal with Imperial Consort Hua's imperial decree. However, no matter how rich Mu Lianfeng's thoughts were, he didn't dare to reveal any of them in front of the emperor. He was afraid that he would say something wrong and anger the emperor. While Mu Lianfeng was deep in thought, Zhao Yuner had already placed the dishes on the small table. Seeing Mu Lianfeng in a daze, Zhao Yuner greeted Mu Lianfeng again. Seeing Mu Lianfeng's restless look, Zhao Yuner guessed the reason. She couldn't help but look at the emperor. Did he say something to Mu Lianfeng? Zhao Yuner didn't ask too much. After serving Mu Lianfeng and the emperor for lunch, Zhao Yuner went back. When she went down the mountain, she planned to go to Mulan's house and ask her to go up the mountain with her to pick tea. Just as she arrived at Mulan's courtyard, she heard the family Zhu quarreling. It was Madame Qi and Mrs. Zhu. Zhao Yun'er vaguely heard Mrs. Yu scolding Madame Qi. "You damned woman, look at what you've done. You bought a broken mountain. What's the use of it? You squandered all the money at home. Now you can't even pay for your third brother's treatment. See how I deal with you." Chapter 1296. Mrs. Yu was furious. She pointed at Madame Qi's nose and continued to scold her. "Tish, you only know how to talk big. It's because you're the head of the household that we can't keep our money and you squandered it away." Madame Qi was not convinced by Mrs. Yu's scolding. "Mother, what's wrong with spending money? Dania hasn't said anything yet. What right do you have to scold me? If the money was in your hands, you would probably spend it all on third brother. Why would you even think about us?" Mrs. Yu glared fiercely at Madame Qi. "You little tish, you know how to talk back. When Dania comes back, I'll have a good talk with him and see if he can't deal with you." After Mrs. Yu said that, Madame Qi felt a little scared. She only said it in front of Mrs. Yu. If Zhu Dania came back and asked about the barren mountain, she wouldn't know what to say. She didn't want it to be like this. Who knew that the tish Zhao Yun'er wouldn't buy it? Now she couldn't transfer it out. She thought about how she went over to the barren mountain yesterday. She went to look for Lord Li Zheng. When Madame Qi arrived at Li Zheng's house, Li Zheng happened to be home, so Madame Qi walked in. When Li Zheng saw Madame Qi, he wasn't very happy. This was because Madame Qi was a troublemaker in the village. She must be here for some trivial matter. However, even if he didn't welcome her, he couldn't stop her from coming. He asked Madame Qi, "Family Zhu's eldest daughter-in-law, what are you here for today?" Madame Qi went up to Lord Li Zheng and smiled at him with a fawning look. "Lord Li Zheng? I'm here for something. There's something I want to discuss with you." Li Zheng's frown deepened. He had a premonition that something bad was going to happen. He replied faintly, "Just say it. I'll agree if I can. If I can't do it, I can't agree. Whether you agree or not depends on what it is." Madame Qi smiled embarrassedly and replied to Lord Li Zheng, "Lord Li Zheng, you're right. I'm here to discuss with you about the barren mountain. Can our village still take it back? I'll return it to the village. Can you return the 5 taels of silver I gave you earlier?" Hearing Madame Qi's words, Lord Li Zheng's face darkened. Originally, Zhao Yun'er still wanted to buy it. However, after being tormented by Madame Qi, Zhao Yun'er did not buy it. Because of this, Lord Li Zheng felt somewhat guilty towards Zhao Yun'er. Now, Madame Qi wanted to return the barren mountain to the village. If that was the case, then what was the point of buying it in the first place? Seeing Li Zhengdaren's sullen face and not speaking, Madame Qi nervously glanced at Li Zhengdaren. "Lord Li Zheng? My family really can't use this barren mountain. When I bought it, I didn't discuss it with my husband. Now, my husband scolded me to death. He said that if I can't get back the 5 taels of silver, he will beat me to death." Madame Qi wiped her tears as she spoke, looking exceptionally pitiful. For a moment, Lord Li Zheng didn't know what to say to Madame Qi. That saying was right. Heaven's sins could be forgiven, but self-inflicted sins were the hardest to bear. For a person like Madame Qi, if she didn't suffer a little, she wouldn't learn her lesson. Chapter 1297. Madame Qi had taken the initiative to spend 5 taels of silver to buy the barren mountain, so it was normal for Zhu Daniu to be angry. If his wife had spent 5 taels of silver to buy something useless, he would probably be angry too. Madame Qi's tears kept falling, looking panicked and helpless. Seeing this, village head felt pity for Madame Qi. However, how could they return something that was sold for no reason? Moreover, Madame Qi had bought the barren mountain and he had already helped her with the paperwork. Unless someone else bought it from Madame Qi, the village would not spend money to take it back. Sympathy was sympathy, but some rules could not be broken. Lord Village Head said to Madame Qi, "Family Zhu's eldest daughter-in-law, it's not that I don't want to help you, but the village really can't take back your barren mountain. It would have been fine if the paperwork hadn't been done, but now that the paperwork has been done, your name is also written on the title deed of the barren mountain in the village. Lord Village Head, can't you help me a little more? You can't just watch as my daimyo beats me to death, right?" Madame Qi wiped her tears and continued to cry in front of Lord Village Head. Lord Village Head sighed deeply. "Ai, Family Zhu's eldest daughter-in-law, I really can't help you. I'll talk to daimyo and ask him not to be agitated and not to beat you too hard." Madame Qi's eyes were still filled with worry. "Lord Village Head, this won't do. My daimyo won't care. He'll deal with you verbally, but he'll continue to beat me later. Then I can't do anything about it. Family Zhu's eldest daughter-in-law, after all, You have a lot of responsibility for this matter. If you didn't insist on it back then, it wouldn't have ended up like this. Madame Chi pursed her lips and said, Lord Village Head, how would I know at that time? If she had known, she wouldn't have bought it even if she was beaten to death. Now he finally knew what it meant to be regretful. AI, there's no way to change it now. Family Zhu's eldest daughter-in-law, instead of begging me, it's better to beg Xiaoyun or... She just happens to want to buy the Barren Mountain. Let her buy your Barren Mountain and you can get your 5 tails back. Now you'd better leave. It's useless to say anything to me. As Li Zheng spoke, he looked like he was chasing Madame Chi away. Madame Chi knew that Lord Li Zheng was chasing her away. No matter how much effort she put in, Lord Li Zheng would not pay attention to her. She felt a little uncomfortable and pursed her lips. In order not to be disliked by Lord Li Zheng, Qi Shi turned around and left. As for Lord Li Zheng's suggestion for her to beg Zhao Yun, forget it. Zhao Yuner, that be *ts, even if he begged her, it would probably be useless. Most importantly, Madame Qi couldn't bear to see her being humble to Zhao Yuner and Zhao Yun, showing off in front of her. After returning home, Madame Qi knew that she was at her wit's end and couldn't move the Barren Mountain out. She was afraid that Zhu Dainiu would mention this matter. Madame Qi thought about it again. Why did she want to take advantage of him? Great, now she had shot herself in the foot. Pulling her thoughts back to reality, Madame Qi angrily retorted in the face of Mrs. Zhu's incessant scolding, Mother, what's the use of scolding me? If you have the ability, go reason with Lord Li Zheng and ask him to take back the Barren Mountain. This way won't we get our 5 tails back? Chapter 1298. It's fine if you don't want to say it. But we can't afford the money for third brother's treatment. Anyway, it's not our family's treatment. Madame Qi replied uncomfortably. Mrs. Zhu was so angry at Madame Qi that she almost vomited blood. This stinky woman had grasped this point. Bitch, see if I don't teach you a lesson. Without Dainiu's protection, where can you go? As Mrs. Zhu spoke, she picked up a stone from the ground and threw it at Madame Qi. Madame Qi quickly jumped away and frowned. She said angrily to Mrs. Zhu, You old hag, you really dare to hit me? Aren't you afraid that you'll smash me to death? You deserve to be smashed to death. Mrs. Zhu replied fiercely. All right. Vicious old hag, I usually put up with you because you're an elder. Since you've gone overboard, I won't be polite. As she spoke, Madame Qi rolled up her sleeves and looked like she was going to fight Mrs. Zhu to the death. In the courtyard, Mulan saw that her mother-in-law and sister-in-law were about to fight, so she quickly stepped forward and separated the two of them. Mother, sister-in-law, don't fight. We're family. It's not good for anyone if you get hurt. If outsiders see this, they'll laugh at our family Zhu. Mrs. Zhu also glared at Mulan and said to Mulan with a look of disdain, That's enough, second daughter-in-law, don't be hypocritical. I don't usually see you being so filial. Mother. Mulan looked at Mrs. Zhu speechlessly. Why did she have to be scolded for no reason? Was it wrong for him to come and stop the fight? Second sister-in-law, get out of the way. This old hag must be taught a lesson. Now that she's relying on Dainiu's protection, who does she think she is? Madame Qi pushed Mulan and despised Mulan for being a hindrance. Mulan looked at Madame Qi helplessly and then looked at Mrs. Zhu, not knowing what to say. After thinking about it, she decided not to meddle in other people's business. She cared about them in her heart, but she didn't end up well in front of them. Since that was the case, what was the point of her doing this? It was better to not meddle in order to avoid offending them. Mulan then stepped back and let Mrs. Zhu and Madame Qi fight. The two of them fought intensely. Mulan stood at the side and frowned. Seeing the scratches on old Madame Zhu and Qi Shi's faces, she sighed helplessly. She could only let them go. If she went to stop them now, her face would be scratched too. For her own safety, she couldn't eat it. It was a pity that Zhu Dainiu and Zhu Eru were not at home. Otherwise, it would be much better for the two men to go forward and stop them. This matter was caused by Zhu Sanlu, so Mulan said to Zhu Sanlu, Third brother, mother and sister-in-law are fighting fiercely. Go and talk to them. Tell them to stop fighting. If the neighbors come over, they'll laugh at our family again. Zhu Sanlu looked at Mulan reluctantly and said to Mulan, Sister-in-law, I don't want to. Didn't you see that old sister-in-law and mother are fighting fiercely? If I go over now, wouldn't it be worse? What if my handsome face is scratched? Can you afford to pay for it? Mulan's mouth twitched a few times and she looked at Zhu Sanlu speechlessly. A man saying such words was really too shameless. She didn't know how he had the nerve to say it. Chapter 1299. However, Zhu Sanlu didn't go over and Mulan couldn't urge him, so she could only let Zhu Sanlu do as he wished. Glancing at Zhu Sanlu, Mulan sighed in her heart. She felt that her third younger brother was really too heartless. Mrs. Zhu fought with Madame Qi because of him. Now that she was beaten until her face was covered in bruises, Zhu Sanlu didn't feel any heartache. She had never seen a son who treated his own mother this way. Mrs. Zhu had doted on Zhu Sanlu for so many years for nothing. She had raised an ingrate who had no conscience. However, Mrs. Zhu couldn't see through him. She still doted on Zhu Sanlu like a treasure. By the time Zhao Yun walked into the family Zhu's courtyard, Mrs. Zhu and Madame Qi were already fighting fiercely. Zhao Yun couldn't help but want to laugh when she saw the two of them. It was a happy sight to see a B*TCH fighting another B*TC. Zhao Yun looked at it with interest as if she was watching a show. Seeing that Zhao Yun had come over, Mulan went forward to greet Zhao Yun. Yun, you're here? Zhao Yun nodded and responded, yeah. I was going to ask you to go up the mountain to pick tea leaves, but I didn't expect to see this scene. Mulan smiled helplessly. Yun, we've embarrassed ourselves in front of you. Aha, this has nothing to do with you. The two of them are fighting. You can just watch the show. Actually, you don't have to get involved with people like them. Otherwise you'll get hurt. Mulan responded, yeah Yun, I know. Zhao Yun smiled and said, yeah, it's good that you know. I'm just afraid that you're too stupid. You can't be too kind-hearted. Yun, I'll remember what you said. Zhao Yun recalled that Mrs. Zhu had said that she wanted to treat Zhu Sanlu's illness. She asked Mulan curiously, sister-in-law Mulan, what illness did your third brother get? At the mention of this, Mulan's ears turned red. She pursed her lips and said, what illness? My mother didn't ask for money to treat my third brother's illness. She asked for money so that my third brother's lifeblood could survive. When Zhao Yun heard Mulan's words, she couldn't help but choke. Your third brother's family jewels? They've been trampled on, so how can it be cured? Mulan shook her head. I don't know. I'm not sure. However, I have to say that in a village 20 miles away, there is a godly doctor who specializes in treating strange diseases. My mother asked around for a long time before she found out that this miracle doctor had cured someone's family jewels before. So, my mother wanted to take my third brother to have a try. If he succeeds, my third brother's family jewels will be preserved. In the future, he'll be able to marry a wife like a normal person. This way, our family Zhu won't have a descendant. After Zhao Yun heard this, she couldn't help but sigh in her heart. If Zhu Sanlu's family jewels were really cured, it would be terrible. Zhu Sanlu might harm people again like before. Therefore, it was much safer for Zhu Sanlu to lose his family jewels. If Zhu Sanlu's family jewels were really cured, who knew if he would harm people again? In order to prevent accidents from happening, it was better for Zhu Sanlu to be treated. Fortunately, the family Zhu had no money now. Without money, there would be no money for treatment. Zhu Sanlu's family jewels would not be cured. Zhao Yun felt a wave of sadness in her heart. You're tuning in to the Sword Dance in the Vast Sky YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.